Hi everybody, hope you are fine and safe. So welcome to my second video. Today I'm going to talk you about my meeting with Frank Zappa. So when I went to the summer open air festival in SAARBRUCKEN in the 3 September 78, I never could imagine that I was going to touch so many big artists. The lineup of this festival was grandiose, something of a great lineup. So in this festival we have Genesis, Phil Collins with his band called the Brandix, Frank Zappa, Joan Baez, Scorpions, John McLaughlin, Alvin Lee, and the 10 years after. So I was chatting with my friends and with the local promoter, Mr. Dragan Nikitovic, about the possibilities to interview some of these artists, because I never asked that day accreditations for this festival. And so I was talking with these guys, and suddenly a guy, a very giant, came to me and said, "What is that?" And he was pointing to my photograph box metallic. "What is that?" And I said, "I came from Portugal, I am a journalist, and I came to this festival." And he said, "You said that you came from Portugal?" "Yes, I came from Portugal." "Have you your magazine?" "Of course." And I showing Music and Sound, the magazine that I was working for in Portugal. And so he took the magazine, put on his arms, and he went to the stage, to the backstage, and he said to me, "Wait here, please." And so I was very exciting. I even didn't know that he was the bodyguard of Zappa. And so 20 minutes after, he came with the magazine and said, "Come with me." And so all the friends were very surprised. And this guy led me to Zappa backstage, because at that time the backstage were some caravans behind the stadium. And so he would just arrive there, and he knocked on the door opened, and he said to me, "Mr. Frank Zappa." Zappa told me, "Come on." And I sit down. Zappa was sitting. It seems to be a little sad, because during all the day, all the artists were outside playing soccer, playing baby-foot, and Zappa passed all the day inside this caravan, because I think he was a little afraid of people. He didn't drink alcoholic beverage, but he smoked cigarettes incessantly, always smoking. And he was very surprised that I came from Portugal. And suddenly, for 2-3 minutes, he insulted me in slang, and I couldn't understand a single word. I was very scared, very, very scared. But he saw that I was a little in a worry, problems, and he said, okay, first question. And I was very happy that I told, what were your influences? And he said, man, you are stupid. If you bought my first album, in the back of the cover of my first album, you have all my influences written there. Next question. And so I must tell that I was more than scared. It was terrifying because I didn't ever prepare any question. I didn't imagine to interview Frank Zappa. And so I asked him, did you know the Sex Pistols? And he said, yes, beautiful boys, but all castrated. My God. And so suddenly we came to talk about politics. Zappa asked me about Portugal because we were in 78 and in 74 we had a revolution in Portugal. We stopped 48 years of fascism. And he was very interested to know some things about. And he asked me, how did the communists put their feet in your country? And I said, you know, Frank, communists in Portugal, it's not the same, it's not like a Russian or Chinese communists, nothing to do. You know, you must understand that Portugal was a country near Lisbon. We have big lands, and these lands belong to the great owners, and people were asking to receive some lands to make more agriculture. And so the state, the new state, the politics are going to devise these lands and give these lands to the people. Oh yeah, he was very happy to know that. And suddenly he told me, did you know one thing, José? My wife, Gail, she was born in Lisbon. And at the age of 3 years old, she went with her parents to Brazil. She lived in Brazil. After she came to California, we live in Los Angeles. And that's the reason you are here, he told me. And I was very, very surprised. I was telling, is it a joke? A Frank Zappa joke? Because as you know, Zappa using, even in his records, for example, Shake Your Booty, the parody is one of the things that he used to work with. And so we talked so much, and after he gave me a drink, I just came out with him and I asked him, Frank, can I take a picture with you? He looked to me and said, of course. Outside? Inside? And I said, outside, if it's possible. And he said, José, it's okay. We came outside, we take the picture. I was smiling because I was making a picture with the Mozart of the 20th century. And suddenly I asked him, can you put your hairs like that to take another picture? He looked at me, he smiled, he just put the hair and said, it's okay, José, and you take 2 pictures. So, some years later, I met his son Duizil in Paris, and 2 months ago in Germany. When I met Duizil for the first time and I showed these pictures, he was very surprised to see his father in that festival taking pictures with me. And last December I made the copies of these pictures and I offered to his son, Duizil. It was a fantastic adventure and I was very, very proud. So that was my first interview with Zappa. I met Frank Zappa a second time here in Colmar, in a hotel room, and he was always very kind with me. His bodyguard, the man who was going to take me to let me to Zappa, died 4 years ago. His name is John Smooters. It was the Zappa's bodyguard. Frank Zappa hired him after the 1971 incident in the Rainbow Theatre in London, when a deranged man in the audience pushed Zappa from stage, causing him to be hospitalized for several months. So this was the story about my meeting for the first time with Frank Zappa. So I hope you stay safe at home. Be careful in the United States and everywhere, because this virus is very dangerous. Bye.